A fresh video has surfaced of the mob attack on BJP MP Tarun Vijay. The video shot on a handset shows how angry villagers descended on the temple into which Vijay had led a group of Dalits. A mob of at least 2,000 people had yesterday pelted stones at the MP and others, angry at Dalits being allowed entry into the Silgur Devta temple at Punapokri village near Chakrata in Uttarakhand. The BJP Rajya Sabha MP can be seen hunkering down behind his car with his bodyguards. The mob has also, in fact, damaged Tarun Vijay's car and pushed it into a gorge. A few policemen were injured in the scuffle and 2 police vehicles were also damaged in this violent attack. Amir Haq is now joining us with more details on this story. Amir, you know, there was a 2,000 strong mob that had reached this temple and several people indulged in violence, but only 3 arrests were made. Now, with this footage, can we understand now that it will hold the key to identifying others as well who indulged in violence? What is the police saying?
Well, Maha, you know, there were quite a few policemen there around the time MP Tarun Vijay visited the temple with some of the local Dalit leaders, and therefore they should know, who were the people who were actually leading them there, and who pelted them with stones when they came outside the temple. For the time being, the administration and the government as such, in fact, the Chief Minister Harish Rawat has taken the matter very, very seriously. He's given the inquiry to Garhwal Commissioner and has asked him to look into the entire matter and also make further arrests. But for the time being, the investigations are in progress. The people are being identified, and in due course of time, perhaps we'll see that more such arrests will take place.
Amir, you know, was there any simmering tension? Was there a possibility that such an attack could take place?
Well, yes, absolutely. You see, this was an age-old tradition there in this temple. Dalits had never entered this temple, and this was something which was being maintained for the last so many years. In fact, even the old-timers say that they've never seen people belonging to backward caste and scheduled caste enter this temple, and therefore it was a little dangerous. It was a big risk for the MP to enter the temple with the local Dalits there, because actually it was breaking an age-old tradition, and the local people were actually up against it. Therefore, even despite the police presence, a strong mob had gathered outside the temple, and all of these people were...
All right, Amir, I'll just hold you there for a bit. Chief Minister Harish Rawat is now joining us on the phone line. Sir, in this video, it's amply clear that there was a huge crowd that had attacked Rajya Sabha MP Tarun Vijay and the other Dalit leaders. Now, what about more arrests being made, sir?
Each and everyone is condemning this attack.
Yes.
And we have taken a strong action against those who are involved in this attack. Some of them are already arrested, and police is, we have instructed the police to apprehend all who were involved in this case, and we take the strongest possible action against the culprits.
Sir, do you think there was necessity for more police personnel to be placed at that temple when this procession was going inside, considering that there was tension about some Dalit leaders going along with Tarun Vijay inside that temple?
In fact, the SDM and the Tahsildar who belongs to the scheduled caste community, they planned the things in such a way that everybody was in agreement that entry will be allowed into the temple. And in fact, they went to the temple, they worshipped there, and while they were returning from the darshan of the Devtas, then this had happened. There was, somebody says that there was some incitement from here and there. What was the reason? I have instituted the inquiry under the commissioner of this region, the Garhwal region, and let him find out that what was the cause and where was the failure, and I will take appropriate action.
So, but 48 hours have passed. What are the prima facie reasons that you are learning from the authorities about why this attack took place when people were in agreement that these leaders can go inside and pray?
No, Mandir is open for. They went there. They worshipped there.
Yes,
there was no obstruction at all. But when they came back from the darshan of the temple, then on way this has happened.
Yes, sir. That is exactly what I'm asking you, sir. What do reports suggest? Who were these miscreants?
Commissioner is yet to submit his report, and let that report, when that report will come, will take appropriate action. Meanwhile, they have started strongest possible action. Now we can do one thing: arresting those who are involved in this loyalty, and they all will be booked. And
sir, do you promise strict action once the report is in?
Yeah, certainly a strict action will be taken. On social front also, we have already organized a meeting. 2 meetings have been organized in that in area nearby, this Chakrota area, and we are involving all the Sayanas who are most respected people of their villages, and we are involving the Malis also, that will find a social solution also. In fact, the confrontation is another way for resolving these kind of issues. And already these kind of issues have, in the past also we have resolved. And I feel that by involving each and everyone, I will be able to find out the solution to it also.
All right, Harish Rawat, many thanks for speaking with India Today. Chief Minister of Uttarakhand there promising strict action against all those who indulged in violence on the way when this delegation of people led by Rajya Sabha MP Tarun Vijay along with some Dalit leaders went inside to pray in a temple in Chakrata. Remember, there was an agreement that the leaders of the Dalit community would be allowed to go inside and pray, and that is exactly what happened. But once they stepped out, it was on the way that they were attacked by a mob of about 2,000 people. These are the visuals that we've got exclusively for you. In these visuals, it's very apparent how this delegation is suddenly ambushed by these violent protesters. Tarun Vijay is seen trying to go behind his car and save himself. However, he received grievous injuries, after which he was admitted into an ICU.